You think you know the world around you. You think the objects in your pocket, the food in your pantry, and the car in your driveway are just things, passive, inanimate objects. But you are wrong. You are walking through a museum of secrets, and you have been blind to the exhibits. There is a hidden layer of reality, a code written by designers, engineers, and artists that you interact with dozens of times a day without ever truly seeing. We are about to peel back that layer. We are going to expose the ingenious engineering, the historical Easter eggs, and the functional brilliance hiding in plain sight. These aren't conspiracy theories. These are deliberate choices. By the time this video ends, you will never look at a ketchup bottle, a pair of jeans, or an airplane window the same way again. Let's start in the one place you visit every single day: your kitchen. The pantry is basically a vault of design secrets. Take the Toblerone bar. You know the shape. You know the logo. A mountain representing the Swiss Alps. But look closer at that mountain. Stare at the negative space in the snow. Do you see it? There is a bear hidden in the mountain. A massive standing bear. Why? Because Toblerone was born in Bern, Switzerland, which is known historically as the City of Bears. That isn't just a mountain. It's a geographical birth certificate hidden in chocolate. Now grab a box of Ritz crackers. You know those scalloped edges? You probably think they are just for aesthetics, to make the cracker look fancy. Wrong. That is a tool. It is a serrated knife made of dough. If you take a slice of Swiss cheese and roll the back of the cracker over it, the ridges are spaced perfectly to perforate the cheese, allowing you to tear off a piece that fits the cracker exactly. The official Ritz social media team confirmed this wasn't the original patent intention, but they've embraced it as a hack that turns the snack into its own utensil. Then there is the glass Heinz ketchup bottle. We have all been there, smacking the bottom, hurting our palms, waiting for the sauce to come out. But look at the neck of the bottle. There is a raised number 57 embossed in the glass. That is not just a label. That is the button. Physics dictates that if you tap firmly on that specific spot, it relieves the vacuum pressure, and the ketchup flows out smoothly. And speaking of that number, 57 varieties was a lie from day one when Henry J. Heinz came up with that slogan in 1896. He already had over 60 products. He just thought the number 57 sounded lucky. It was psychological marketing, not an inventory count. Now look at your wine rack. Pick up a bottle. That deep indentation in the bottom, it's called a punt. There is a myth that a deeper punt means a more expensive wine. That is absolute nonsense. The punt is there for physics and history. In the old days of glass blowing, that indentation was simply where the tool held the glass. But for sparkling wines like champagne, it is a structural necessity. It distributes the massive internal pressure of the carbonation so the bottle doesn't explode in the cellar. It's not about quality, it's about structural integrity. And sometimes the secret is just a joke. Look at a bag of Pepperidge Farm goldfish. Turn it over and read the ingredients. Wheat, flour, cheddar cheese, and then right at the top, smiles. No, it's not a physical ingredient, but it is one of the only times a major corporation is allowed to break the strict legal code of FDA packaging to slip in a moment of joy. It's a message that says, "We know this is just a cracker, but we want you to be happy." The same goes for your yogurt or your sparkling ice drink. Check the bottom of the cup or the underside of the cap. Designers are now printing, "You look great today," or little jokes in places you only see when you finish the product. It's a reward for consumption. Even pancake mixes are hiding jokes inside the flap that you can only read once you tear the box open. And the Tic Tac container? You've been shaking it wrong your whole life. That little crevice on the lid isn't just a hinge. It is a cradle designed to catch exactly one pill when you turn the box upside down and open it gently. It is a single-serve dispenser that 99% of the population ignores. Now, let's move from the kitchen to your closet. Your clothes are covered in historical artifacts. Look at your Levi's. You know the red tab on the back pocket. But have you ever found one that just has the trademark symbol, the letter R, and no word Levi's? Don't throw it away. That is a collector's item. Levi's has to print a certain percentage of tabs with just the symbol to legally protect the trademark of the tab itself. not just the name. And that tiny rectangular pocket inside the main pocket? It's not for coins. It's a watch pocket. It's a relic from the 1800s when cowboys and miners carried pocket watches. The watch is gone, but the pocket remains as a ghost of the past. On your dress shirts, look at the loop on the back, right between the shoulders. That is a locker loop, originally designed for Ivy League athletes to hang their shirts in gym lockers without wrinkling them. In the 1960s, it became a dating signal. Guys would cut them off to show they were in a relationship. And check the buttonholes. The very top buttonhole at the neck is horizontal, while the rest are vertical. Why? Because your neck acts as a fulcrum. The horizontal stitching withstands the pulling stress better than a vertical one, keeping your collar from popping open. It is structural engineering applied to fashion. Some secrets only appear when the weather turns. There are raincoats coated with hydrochromic ink. They look plain when dry, but when the rain hits them, a pattern emerges. Polka dots, flowers, hidden messages. And that little baggie that comes with a new coat, the one with the button and the square of fabric? That fabric isn't a patch. It's a test subject. You are supposed to pour detergent or stain remover on that little square to see if it ruins the material before you risk washing the actual coat. It is a safety net for your laundry. Let's go broader. Let's look at the objects that shape your world. Next time you are on a plane, look at the window. There is a tiny hole at the bottom. It looks terrifying, like a crack. It's actually a bleed hole. Airplane windows have 3 layers. That hole regulates the pressure between the panes so that the outer pane takes the brute force of the atmosphere, keeping you safe. It also stops the window from fogging up so you can see the view. Look at a golf ball. Why is it dimpled? Early golfers realized that old, beat-up balls flew farther than new smooth ones. The dimples create turbulence, a layer of air that clings to the ball and reduces drag. A dimpled ball flies twice as far as a smooth one. Look at your ballpoint pen cap. There is a hole in the top. It's not to keep the ink fresh. It is there to stop a child from suffocating. If that cap gets swallowed and lodged in a windpipe, that hole allows just enough air through to keep the person alive until the paramedics arrive. That is design saving lives. And coins? Why do quarters have ridges, called reeding, while pennies are smooth? It comes from the days when coins were made of actual silver and gold. Criminals would shave the edges off coins to steal the dust. The ridges were added so you could instantly tell if a coin had been clipped. We don't use silver anymore, but the ridges stayed. Finally, let's talk about the Easter eggs, the little winks from the brands. Jeep is the king of this. On the dead pedal of many Jeeps, there is a pattern of raised dots and dashes. It's not random grip. It is Morse code. It spells out sand, snow, rivers, rocks. It is a manifesto of adventure stamped into the plastic. Look at the FedEx logo. Between the E and the X, there is a perfect white arrow pointing forward. It represents speed and precision. Look at the Amazon logo. The arrow goes from A to Z, telling you they have everything. Look at the Baskin-Robbins logo. The pink parts of the B and the R form the number 31 for their 31 flavors. Even computer chips have graffiti. Engineers etch microscopic cartoons or initials onto the silicon wafers, hidden art that can only be seen with a microscope. The world is not random. It is designed. Behind every object, every logo, and every snack, there is a human being who made a choice. A choice to solve a problem, to tell a story, or just to make you smile. So open your eyes. The secrets are waiting for you.